We're Roger and Michelle, living our dream of a live-aboard life. We flew to Greece, bought a Jeannot Sun Odyssey 45, and named her Sea of Gold. So here we are, sailing Sea of Gold and taking on the Mediterranean. Southerly winds have us moving to a northern anchorage on Rinia, where we are greeted by yet more bays of incredible azure crystal clear waters. We set off for the island of Andros, the northernmost island of the Cyclades archipelago, greeted by its unique lighthouse and its welcoming and breathtaking old town perched precariously on a cliff. We climb its 136-step staircase, get lost exploring while meandering the old town's streets, admiring its post-World War I's neoclassical mansions with vernacular Cycladic houses and town squares paved with marble. We continue north along Andros's western coast to the picturesque and protected anchorage Ashia, with its ever-blue waters and sand dunes that lie behind its crescent pebble beach. Where we swim, explore sea caves, hike to its lighthouse, paddle its adjacent wetlands, and visit its small church. What you got there?
We were setting up the sail with a second reef in, ready to go sailing because the winds were blowing 20 knots, and while we're at anchor, might as well set everything up when it's nice and calm. So we hoisted the sail, got the second reef tied in. Next thing you know, the bottom of the sail was blowing out over the side of the boat. Like, oh no! So ends up that my knot tying capabilities are somewhat questionable. The lazy jacks let go on one side, and the turnbuckle and everything went up the mast, and hence the sail bag dropped, sail spilled out. So we had to scramble, get the sail back down again, tie everything up, and then we just used the head sail to get here.
So this is like a, what is that,
Snare.
the pole hook? Two pole hooks taped together.
I taped two pole hooks together, made a little snare up here. So the plan is to reach up there, get the pulley in this snare it, and then pull it down. Now I do have a second option. Our good friends Don and Barb from Florida, they gave us a climbing winch come along. I'm not sure what it's called, but it gets you up the mast without the assistance of the boat winches. So I could do that by myself. Now I could do that to get the pulley down, but we're going to go with the snare scenario. Next time I'm going to break out that winch. Thank you, Don and Barb. Break out that winch and pull myself up the mast. See how that goes.
Oh, you got it. Oh no. All right, I'll let it go.
And that's how it's done. We're going to test the my knot tying capability, because we're going to again set up a second reef on the mainsail, put it up at anchor because we're going out and they're calling for 18 to 20 knots of wind again. So let's see if it works this time.
Northerly winds have us returning to Rinia, where we spend 5 beautiful days just doing, well, what we love most. Whisk together 2 tablespoons of tahini, 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a healthy dash of black pepper, and the juice of 1 whole lemon until it's nice and emulsified. Add in a diced tomato, sliced cucumber, some sliced onion, green lentils, and some lettuce and feta, and toss it all together. Voila! All right, so honey, this is the last fresh tomato and cucumber and lettuce until we can reprovision on Thursday. Today is Sunday.
All right.
So have a bite.
All right, I like the presentation, big bowl. Some wholesome foods. I know it looks like I'm just sitting back having a coffee in paradise, but I just got finished changing the Joker valve on the toilet. For people who are aware of marine toilets, you know when it's time to change one. So we saved you the visual on that one.
The gory details.
Yeah, the gory details. And for those of you who don't know what a Joker valve is, that's the valve in the sewer line that prevents the waste from filling back into the toilet. So a sure sign that you need to change it is waste is coming back into the toilet. But yeah, just work is never complete on a boat.
Completely out of water and fresh produce, we head south to Paros in the Bay of Nausa. The large Bay of Nausa is a haven for yachties with a variety of anchorages to choose from. A standout island church, Nausa's charm and upscale establishments are a draw for visiting A-listers to be seen as they stroll and dine in the bustling, cosmopolitan port town. At the same time, A-list visitors spend exorbitant amounts of money to not be seen as they relax on chartered super yachts or vacation at exclusive villas. We anchor in the fun anchorage of Ormos Agio Ianu by Paros Park, next to a half-dozen super yachts where we are constantly entertained by their water toys, row our dinghy or swim to the beach to access the park's numerous hiking trails, and nearby Monastery Beach Club.
So we're down to 55 liters of water, so we had to go and get water. We drove by Naxos. It looked really busy and the wind was blowing 17 knots. So we said, well, it's kind of squishy in there. We're not going to do that. So we went to another little town, what they call the old port of Paros. And it was a small little harbor. Thought it would be a good idea. But now the wind's blowing 20 knots and it was a crosswind. So we had to med more. So I had to go in there, drop the anchor and back in between two boats. Hair rising to say the least, but we got backed in, and then so everything was set up. We tied off, about to get some water, and then the wind overcame the strength of the windlass and let out more chain, which put us starting to go crossways in our little slip, and unfortunately the transom got a little ding. So the other fun part was we were planning to stay the night.
I would have loved to have stayed
Yeah,
the night. It looked so cute, really.
It
so
was
cute.
Yeah, it was a very cute little village, taverna there, and right in the harbor. But it was about a 1.5 meter jump from the swim platform up the concrete wall to get on shore.
Like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't, like, just leap off the boat
Yeah.
onto that.
So I leapt off the boat with the hose, and I went to the water thing tower, and you had to download an app and then put money on the app to get water. So I figured all that out. Suddenly we had water, so it's like, okay, let's go hard, fill our tanks. And by then, Michelle couldn't get off the boat. It was a huge crosswind, and it just so stressful. It was like, we're doing this so we don't have to be stressed. So we said, that's it, we're out of here. So taking off, our anchor picked up one of the mooring lines, so picked up a rope underneath the water. And so we're hung up, and the wind was blowing us into the front of other boats where their chains were out. And it was just...
And they were watching too. 2 old guys
Yeah.
were just staring at me.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We're the entertainment for the afternoon. Anyway, so we managed to take the rope off and get out of there. No harm, no foul. We made it. And now we're anchored nicely.
Yeah, the only damage was on our boat.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't hit anything else. So now we're anchored nicely in, what's this called?
Nausa.
Nausa.
Yes, Nausa.
Yeah, Nausa and Nausa Bay. And it's way more pleasant than our experience getting water.
So, do you want a water maker?
Well, if a water maker sales guy approached me yesterday afternoon in the middle of that, I would have paid 10,000 euros for a water maker. Actually, that's what a water maker is going to cost, is about 10,000 euros.
Yeah.
So it's not a decision to be made lightly. But after a day like that, man, if we have another day like that getting water, then I don't care. We're getting a water maker. We met up with our friends John and Fev, and I was telling them about our story about getting water. Well, didn't he go make us 25 liters of water from his water maker? Thanks, John and Fev. We've been riding out really high winds. They call it a meltemi, and it's been going on for the past 3 or 4 days. So we have a break. The next 2 days are going to be travel days because there's yet another one coming, another meltemi coming, 30 to 35 knots of wind. That's it. We're out of here. Time to travel.
Join us next time as we head for what is one of my absolute favorite places on Earth.